Some of the key players you did not see in Monday's Illinois spring game because they're done in Champaign and will need to be replaced in some form or fashion. Offensive lineman Kendrick Green, of course, everything linebacker Jake Hansen. Former coach Lovie Smith had nothing but great things to say about Nate Hobbs and the physically imposing Josh Imatorbhebbe, who combined for 931 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons.
He is considered one of, if not the most physically gifted wide receiver inside the 2021 draft class, former Illinois wideout Josh Imatorbhebbe. Hey, Josh, I think you grabbed a lot of people's attention at Pro Day with that 46.5-inch vertical, which actually would break the all-time NFL Combine record. Did you know, based on your previous workouts and obviously knowing your body, that number was possible?
I don't think that was ever really the goal. I mean, I feel like for me, I was just going to go out there and just kind of give it my all. And that's all I've ever, done. And I was, kind of surprised that I broke the record, because 46 inches is pretty high. And I was really humble just to figure out afterwards. But yeah, that was never the goal. I was just doing my workouts as usual, and it ended up happening.
And while that wasn't the goal, how much do you think that could help you when it comes to draft day, especially in today's NFL, where so much at the wide receiver position is about high pointing that football and getting above the defender and making sure the cornerback can't get quite as high as you can?
Yeah, I think that it'd be pretty big, or at least I hope that it would, because I feel like a lot of things can be taught, but I feel like a lot of things also can't. And I think athleticism is one of those things.
Do you think at all that because you are so talented physically, folks overlook perhaps? You brought up the route tree and your fundamentals and the way that you run routes, because I know that that's something that you take a lot of pride in.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, I'm a receiver, and I feel like the routes that I was called to run, I ran them well. Most of the time it was RPOs. So I'd run hitch, I'd run fade, and I'd run a slant here and there. But that was, for the most part, about 80% of what I was called to do. So I got really good at running those. And I mean, just like anything, practice makes perfect. And in the league, when you're consistently called to run the full route tree, you're going to get good at the full route tree. I just feel like that wasn't something that I was called to do. And that's similar to like what DK Metcalf's story was, right? Like, he was at Ole Miss and they had the same issue, right? Like, they had a spread offense where he was running slant and fade and go and all of these, just one stick routes that they questioned his route running ability. But what he was able to really develop in an NFL system, you see that, he was able to become the receiver that, I mean, at least I knew he was capable of becoming.
Someone actually asked me, now that you bring up that name this week, if there was a comparable wide receiver already in the NFL that I would liken you to. And if DK Metcalf, I think, is the first name that comes to mind because of size and athleticism. Do you agree with that comparison? Or are there other guys who you maybe see your game more similar to?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's extremely flattering comparison, just considering everything that he's done in the league. And obviously, like, I'm entering, so I don't want to compare myself to, somebody that's considered one of the top 5-10 receivers in the league already. But yeah, I see some comparisons. I also see some comparisons with A.J. Brown. I feel like, if anything, I'd say I'm a decent mixture of the two. I have two of the things that they have. Two of their strengths, or I'd say, are my strengths as well. So.
That being said, I really look forward to hearing your name called. I think whoever gets you is going to get a wide receiver that has a big time amount of upside at the next level. Josh Imatorbhebbe, Josh, we truly appreciate the time. Enjoy the draft, and I know it'll be a great moment when you hear your name called.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks for having me, guys.